Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Matty.
And I'm Lewis.
This is the Wigan Way, Wigan's favourite rugby league podcast.
He'll put you in his trap 'cause he's a union man. He's got it all figured out. He won't care what you think 'cause he's a northern man. He's allowed to speak his mind. His
Lewis, you're in the hot seat today.
I believe so.
You only just found out. Second rowers.
Second row.
Winner stays on, same as last week. First up, you've got Jack Hughes, Chris Tewson.
Oh, Jack Hughes.
Okay. Or Brian Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Fletcher or John Bateman.
Bateman.
Yeah. Bateman or Willie Isa.
Oh. Prime Bateman.
Okay, I think that's the right decision.
Prime Bateman. Okay. Well, we'll talk about primes. Prime Bateman versus Prime Gareth Hawke.
That was a close one.
Yeah.
Close that.
Bateman.
Okay. Bateman or Harrison Hansen.
Bateman.
Bateman or Danny Tickle.
Bateman.
What? Danny Tickle so late. Sorry, Danny. I was going to say Danny Tickle. John Bateman or Ryan Hoffman.
Hoffman.
Hoffman or Joel Tompkins.
Hoffman.
Okay. So your winner is Ryan Hoffman or the skip, Liam Farrell.
Liam Farrell.
Okay.
Liam Farrell.
Liam Farrell wins, as well as Pat Richards from my one last week. So
we've worked inwards there a little bit, haven't we? Outside backs was last week, and then second rower.
I've got to come up with some halves for him
I
next
was going
week.
to say you're on half back next week. Then
Right, so I'm prepared to be in the hot seat next week.
For the halfback duty.
Yeah, should we get into this?
Yeah.
Right, good to be back, lads. First proper game. Before we have a dive into that, how are you two doing?
Oh, good. Our competitive rugby's back. The Challenge Cup's back. Just then, finding out the draw and what dates each round's going to be played on and how many teams are left in it. And I actually think a lot of the excitement for me has come from these new teams coming in, visiting a new place in the round of whatever it is, 32, is it?
Round 32, yeah.
And also like the proposed new changes from the independent review. Some of them have got me a bit hot under the collar, I've got to say.
Yeah, I can't lie. We'll get into
Some
that
good ones.
in the news because there was a lot going on. Should we have a chat about this game?
You're not asked Lewis, are you?
I'm alright. I'm getting over a little bit of illness. That time of year when people start picking stuff up, I know listeners can sometimes have a paddy when we're sniffling and coughing, but you'll have to be with us. I'm drugged up on paracetamol and strepsils, so we'll get through it.
All that hard stuff.
That's it. It's not what I normally like to be drugged up on, but there we go.
Allegedly.
Right. So the round of 32 went over to Rochdale. First time for me at the Crown Oil Arena.
Yeah, same.
Um,
It was the first time I've ever been in Rochdale.
Shout out, my amateur team actually played on that pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Hindley, when we were there. We played at Lee Sports Village in Rochdale with the two professional, well, proper grounds we got to play on.
I'll tell you what,
Saturday.
though, it was a gorgeous ground.
Yeah.
really?
Oh, yeah, it's nice.
Like, I think for the ladies and gentlemen who didn't go to the game, it is actually all on YouTube, the entire match is on YouTube, but I think it's probably best described by a game of, is it better than?
Well, I wasn't going to spoil the results of our...
Is the Crown Oil Arena better than the One Bow Jungle?
Yes.
Is it better than the DIY Kitchen Rocket Mobile Solicitor DIY Kitchen Bellevue?
Daddy Cool Stadium.
Daddy Cool Stadium.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
It is. Is it better than Odsal?
Yeah, probably.
It's nicer, isn't it? Is it better than Headingley?
As an away fan, yeah.
Headingley's
I'm
better.
dry.
Mars would be better as an away fan than Headingley. Is it better than Hull KR? It's got 4 nice stands, plenty of seats.
The one thing holding it back is the capacity.
Hilton KR is probably a bit better, but notice all the ones I've chosen there from West Yorkshire. All the teams
You're going to get accused of being favourites.
All the teams from Lancashire were told to get a new stadium or get kicked out of the league, and they got a new stadium. All the teams from West Yorkshire were told to get a new stadium or get kicked out of the league. And where are we now?
Yeah.
We're in Salford.
Can't disagree with that. But yeah, really, really good facilities. Obviously, Rochdale football use it.
Well, that's what it mainly is, isn't it? With no disrespect to the Hornets, it is essentially a football stadium.
Yeah.
There were a lot of flags up for the football team, including one for Jack the Kid Man. just a picture of him.
Yeah. I loved all the banners at the back.
They were really cool, apart from the Jack the Kid Man one.
I couldn't get behind that.
Game recognises game. You've got to appreciate the kit man, the backroom staff.
He's probably one of the longest serving people at the club, though.
Yeah, he'll have been there years.
Yeah.
Backbone of a club.
Everyone knows
You gotta love stuff
the
like
Kit
that.
Man.
Yeah. Right. Now, before we go into the game, obviously, worth mentioning that Wigan sent out quite a strong team here.
Yeah.
A back five that would pick itself. Bevan and Jack Farriman in the halves.
Yeah.
We did get to see Sam Esse and Brad O'Neill for the first time this season.
Got to see Sam Esse off the back fence.
Yeah.
He come charging in.
But Luke Thompson Jr., Liam Farrell and Cade Ellis. Bench saw Havard, Magor, Partington and Forber. Obviously, Walters was a little bit...
No, he was fine. Pete said he was fine, but he got loads of minutes last week. And so he's basically saying, I've got this many props. I've got 6 props and I'm going to play 5 every week and they're just going to rotate. Especially at the start of the season when nobody's injured. So yeah, Walters is fine.
We got to see Sam Esse went then, didn't we? Which was good.
And Harry Smith, he said it's a race against time to play at the Wombo Community Diggerland Stadium next week. The Jungle.
Yeah.
I hope they've got that saxophone player again.
I hope it's dry. I hope it don't rain.
Yeah. One thing's for certain, it'll be cold.
Yeah, it will be cold. But yeah, we got to see a couple of faces returning. Obviously, Brad was banned for last week. Sam Esse, having not played for Wigan before, he played at a few clubs on loan.
That was his debut, yeah.
Was relatively impressed. Obviously, it's very difficult to judge against semi-pro outfit. But he did what he needed to do. He didn't look like a weak link in the team.
Well, he looked strong. He looked like he'd slimmed down quite a bit.
Yes. Yeah.
And he dwarfs like Luke Thompson. Well, it's ridiculous.
What was our conversation before? That obviously we all know Farrell's a little bit smaller compared to the rest of the pack. But when you look at the rest of them, and Luke Thompson's the smallest. It's a dominating pack that, considering no Sam Walters, no Oliver Wilson, who are big bodies as well. Luke Thompson's going to be the smallest of that pack. It's a dominating sign, really. But yeah, we saw Brad O'Neill, looked very good, looked fit. We didn't see much of Tom Forber, which probably explains why he played the 70 minutes last week against Hornets friendly, knowing Brad needed to get some minutes under his belt. Obviously we can't go through all the tries, but mentioning who scored, Eckersley with 4, French with 2, Field got a hat-trick, Farman got 1, Partington got 1, Waddle got 3 and Magor got 1. Kieran kicking 12 from 15.
Magor definitely didn't get 1. It went down as a try on the page, but...
It reminded me of the Tony Club at Leeds.
It's a good job it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah,
Partington's was a nice try. You'd have liked it though, Luke. You'd like that one with O'Neill charging through and then flick pass offload to another forward.
I do love forward to forward passes. Short little balls at the line.
Not forward passes.
No.
Forward to forward.
Forwards passing to other forwards on the field. I do love a little short ball for a steaming forward run onto it.
My favourite try was when you went to toilet. J Field and Ward linked up nicely.
I think I missed 3 when I went to the toilet.
So they kicked the full length there?
Yeah, so it's when we scored. Marshall put somebody through. If I remember, I can't remember anyway. We scored and then they kicked off to Junior. He caught it. They smashed him and everyone cheered. And then he offloaded it and we scored. Offloaded it on his own try line and we scored.
There was a little bit of that. I wanted to mention one of Bevan's tries from distance, from a Kieran kick. There was a couple of tries that we scored that were just showing that we're still prepared to play.
Well, they were good to watch, but also we didn't cheat the game. We didn't just throw it about and try and score up every play. We actually did respect the game. We respected the opposition. We got territory, especially early doors. We scored all our tries from good ball.
Well, I think one of the main things I thought was for 70 minutes, we played it like it was 0-0. Last 10 minutes, we tried a couple of things, and we French tried a couple, and I think Farrimond tried a little dribble kick through, and a couple of things towards the end of the game. But for 70 minutes, we played it like it was 0-0. It was at that intensity. Every tackle hurt. Every carry was impactful.
Oh, yeah, put some big shots on.
Yeah, and obviously we should give respect to
Rochdale had the chance to kick 2 twice and turned it down, try and score a try. I respect that. If they've got respect for themselves, Devon French clearly has no respect for them if he dropped that goal on half time. But they had respect for themselves by not taking 2 and trying to score a try.
Yeah, what I was going to say was, first of all, they were about 16-0 down, and they started trying to get into a bit of a fight, and
somebody at field with quite a bad no-arm tackle.
Yeah. But they all went in and they tried to turn it into a nasty one. Even at 18-0 down, it could have been easy to say, listen, game's over already. Yeah. Whatever, but they still stayed up for it.
After that, Ellis flew in, and Essay flew in as well. Like, I thought it was going to be a suspension at some point. I was thinking O'Loughlin was looking right at it, and I'm sure half of him was going to think, right, shout out no daft bands. And the other half of them was going, set the tone, boys. Yeah. Don't hit the fullback like that.
Well, yeah.
Because what would he have done as a player? He probably would have backed his fullback.
I'm glad they all ran in.
Yeah.
But it did get a little bit spicy, and we dealt with that well. I don't think we got dragged into anything silly. Obviously, the match review panel said that we've no bans, no...
shouldn't be any bans, really, if you beat somebody 83-0.
And yeah, like you said, obviously they went for the try. Don't get me wrong, if you're 0-0 and you get a chance for a penalty, so you can say you were beating the reigning world champs, as they kept putting on every tweet. But they were losing at that point, and they said, well, that's how it go. We'll remember scoring a try against
always remember
one of the best teams in the world.
I don't necessarily remember kicking a goal.
Yeah. You remember playing against them? Like, there was a guy who used to be on the old boys from our uni team. He used to play for Rochdale. I mean, he's in his 50s now. I don't know if he's even at 60 yet. But he, like, on his social media and stuff, will still post the team sheets. And obviously, he's playing scrum half for him. And on Wigan side, there's Andy Farrell on there. And, all these legends of the game and stuff. And he still takes pride in the fact that he showed a picture of them and he posts it. And, you know what I mean? It's a... And also people might look at these blowout scores and be like, what's that? But it gives them a chance. And Rochdale hit the attendance record, didn't they? 4,500 or something.
It's 4,500. So probably $2,500 over the gate, plus whatever was supped in the ground, minus whatever they paid for Elvis Presley tribute act that was on for ages. Whatever they paid him, it wasn't enough.
No.
Forget them.
He was about 4 hours before the game.
St. Rain as well. He must have done every Elvis song.
Never stops the king.
He said he was going to do one more song because his hair was getting wet.
What I did love about him was, though, as soon as that song got halfway through that last one, he started walking back. He finished it as he walked through tunnel. He's an expert in. What I wanted to get on, I'm certain in one of the next parts we're going to do a little bit of Challenge Cup talk and whatnot. But blowout scores, I really don't care about. No one's having a go at Man City putting 10 past Exeter in FA Cup. No one's bothered about that.
Well, there's World T20 Cups on right now, and there'll be some blowout scores.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it and I'm going, them lads who played LKR for Lock Lane played defending champions. They're playing a World Cup Challenge in two weeks. No one can ever take that away from you.
Yeah.
Let's say you draw someone easy in round of 16 and you win, or you lose to a League One club 40 points to 10. That's not memorable.
No, yeah.
But getting to play the best teams in the comp.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think is you've not got to play them at their ground. You've not got to go and use the facilities and
but whatnot. They did though, didn't
they? They did in that case.
Lock Lane, did.
But fair play to LKR, they've given them the gate receipts, haven't they? And they give them the money basically from the game.
They should. I mean, actually, what if you think about it on paper, Rochdale was one of the tougher draws. They were unbeaten in the Championship. They won 2-2. Obviously, there was only one amateur side left in it, but the whole Championship was pretty much there to be chosen from. Yeah, it shows the difference in class, doesn't it? All these blowout scores. The only one that we thought might be close was Bradford and London. And then the only one that actually was close was Cass.
Yeah.
What were they doing? We'll talk about that later, I suppose.
Yeah, talk about that later.
Yeah, you're going to get blowout scores. It's a good thing for the comp to have these early rounds.
Yeah.
Because it swells the coffers of Rochdale and Loch Lane and whoever else.
And again, 3 of them get through, so...
Yeah, 3 of them get through.
The other thing I want to add to that as well, obviously, is this is something unique to British sports, really, in terms of the Challenge Cup, the FA Cup, whatever.
Yeah.
Where potentially an amateur club can play a professional club. That's why the Challenge Cup is so special. You don't get that in Australia. You don't get it in...
You couldn't have Wigan versus Wigan St Pat's at Wembley in any other sport. Like, you know what I mean?
It could theoretically happen.
It could be Wigan against Rosebridge at Wembley for the Challenge Cup final. It could happen.
We obviously know it won't, but that's the magic of it. And
the magic of the cup, TM.
Yeah. It matters, and the history that goes with it. So we'll talk about it in the news. But
yes,
there's so much magic behind that, and every single one of them will go into whatever. And there's a couple of lads who were ex-Wigan playing for Rochdale, and they went on to the mates. I played against the lads you go and support every week, and if any of them have got kids and whatnot, or going to school, my dad played against Bevan French.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Do you have to mention his drop goal?
Just the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen. I know he got booed in the stadium, and I can see why. The players for Rochdale weren't happy at that, and I don't think I would be either.
What I think the difference was he obviously turned around and looked at the clock and saw that it was 40 minutes, because he hits the drop goal and starts running off to the touchline.
Yeah,
to go down the tunnel, as if he thought, I've just got a ball in my hands, I'll just kick it.
He was also waved at the board saying it's half time, and then the ref was like, "No, there's about 90 seconds left." Yeah, that ref, the Tannoy announcement was pretty fun. And then the Tannoy announcement, just to make all the supporters aware, that clock on the screen is just a guide.
But I'm guessing he had his moment to get back.
He probably wouldn't go for a drop goal again.
But to be fair, that might be what he would have done in that situation against anyone. You think game's done and whatever.
12-0, yeah. But I'm not sure he should have done that.
I don't think it's the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world, though. No, it's not the end.
Otherwise, they'll put a points cap on it, and that's it. You can't score more than 50.
It's not the end of the world.
Still funny though.
So naughty. It's so naughty. Yeah. And it weren't even like right in front as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of obviously some more moments of that. Wardle looking.
Wardle scored a try where Junior was already over and passed it to him for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Mago failed to score but got given anyway.
Yeah, Partington had a decent try. Jack Farman's was decent again. Exley obviously got 4. Some real pace out there. He looks as quick as he always does, but looks bigger.
There was one. It ended up with Wardle's try, where Eckersley burned his opponent on the outside and then kicked it back on the inside, and it didn't sit up a Farrell. It ended up with Wardle scoring. Yeah, Eckersley looked good again.
Yeah,
going forward especially.
And obviously, I'm with no disrespect to Rochdale, I'm certain Peter, the coach's dad, will just be happy with the 0. Don't concede. Do not concede in games like that. Keep your standards high. It's really easy to switch off with a couple of minutes left and let something silly happen. And we dealt with things. We dropped a fair amount of ball on our own line in that first 20 minutes. And we defended it pretty well. Did what we needed to. And we just kept turning up. So really impressed.
Yeah. Professional job, innit? Go there, get the win. Come on. Professional job.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right, I think that's
probably
the Challenge Cup first game wrapped up, really. Obviously, not much to go into.
No, it's still first game as well, isn't it? So it's not like we've seen any patterns or anything, and it was against the
Oh, we did see.
Championship side.
What I will say, the one thing we did notice, and I think we discussed this, when Ellis was on the field, he was at 13 with Partington, but when Ellis went off, Partington played that role as the first receiver ball player, which was what we talked about going away from.
There was one
Mago.
time where him and Mago got the timing completely wrong, but other than that, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, so it's a good run out for Ollie P in that role, and
he was backing up that try from O'Neill like all good players should. Yeah.
Right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll come back with the
Around the grounds.
Around the grounds, yeah. So we're going to go around the grounds. Obviously, it's been quite difficult to see a lot of the scores, but we managed to watch a couple of games on the Sportsman's and see a few highlights from some of them. Huddersfield went to Hunslet, 52 points to 6 winners. For a lot of this, it's just going to be what you expected, really.
The dog goes to the penthouse, as Luke Robinson said recently.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
Beating Hunslet.
Yeah.
It's not happening, is it?
It's like first floor, isn't it?
It's not happening.
It's not the first floor.
You say they've opened door to elevator, press button.
They might have pressed button and waiting for the elevator, the lift.
But it's still going up. It's going up to someone else first.
Yeah.
Before it comes back for you. St Helens went to Workington and won 98 points to 2. Again, as you'd expect, similar thing to the Wigan game. We're going to see that for a lot of these.
Yeah. Although I did think it was interesting that Nanny McDonald played centre.
Well, obviously the talk is Percival's leaving. Not confirmed.
Well, I thought that was interesting. I thought he was playing the wing, so there you go.
Yeah, he played Cross on the wing, didn't he? Cross and...
Yeah.
Who went to the side?
Carl Felt.
Yeah.
I thought another interesting point from this was it was Sailor and...
It was Hastings.
Hastings
Yeah,
in
I
the
thought
halves.
as we expected, I think, yeah.
Yeah, but Lomax was on the bench as the backup 9 to Clark.
Interesting.
So
Tracy Burns not getting a look in.
Tracy Burns not getting a look in. Warrington had Sheffield. They reversed this fixture, so it was at Warrington. Warrington won 34 points to 6, a similar score to what we won at their place.
Yeah.
Hull FC went to Salford and a 60 points to 0 win. It's going to take some long time for Salford to be competing with Hull again.
Yeah, to rebuild.
A couple of Wigan lads gone on loan, haven't they?
Yes.
I think one's a second rower, one's an outside back. Hull KR hosted Lock Lane again. This fixture was reversed, but 104 points to 0. I know we talk about obviously a blowout score, but every single one of them lads will get to say they played. The team that's going to go up against Brisbane in just over a week's
won the
time.
treble, you know what I mean? Yeah, and playing again the World Club Challenge, they'll be showing those team sheets for the rest of their life, like we said before.
Yeah.
Castleford went to Doncaster in the lowest scoring game of them all, 14 points to 0. Castleford won.
Just alarm bells, that, isn't it? Ringing for Cas fans.
Yeah.
When you see what everyone else has done.
I don't know the full strength. They were obviously missing a couple. I think a couple of the new signings didn't play. But I found it quite funny, actually. They posted a video of Ravawala running and knocking someone over. Like, you played in the NRL last year. You're a Fijian international. You maybe don't need to do that when you've not even got on the score sheet.
You need to do it, but you don't have to put it on Twitter.
Yeah. One game that we did manage to watch, Leeds played Widnes.
Yeah, good game this.
Leeds won 25 points to 12. Widnes did really well just to keep getting back into this. Key points, they were 18-6 down, and then they scored to make it interesting again, and they got a couple of tries just to keep this game alive. But Leeds, obviously.
Jordan Abdul tormenting Leeds, as always.
Yeah, but he's a good player.
His kicking game.
Did he ever play for England?
I think he probably did. He definitely played for the Knights. I think he possibly did play for
I think
England.
he got a one game somewhere, like against France. But yeah, obviously, he's had his issues where he's been out of the game for a while, and hopefully let's see a little bit more of Abdul.
Yep, and that's another one where you're thinking that's a stadium that's already Super League standard.
Mm-hmm.
If they can figure it out.
Yeah. York went to Barrow, winning 32 points to 6. Bit of a strange one. Bit of a tussle at the end. Sees Paul McShane get a red for fighting.
Yeah, what a stupid thing to do when you've already won the match. There's 2 points to 6. You're fighting in the last minute.
Yeah. Both
you can't even
teams
set
had a
the
red
tone.
off.
It's the end of the game.
Both teams had a red card,
Yeah,
obviously.
Paul McShane.
Yeah, it's not
Is it
really
the
an issue for Barrow.
Club captain, I think.
And you play.
Or he's at least certainly one of the senior players, most experienced players.
And you've got your Super League debut next week.
You've got the first game against the champions next week, and you get yourself banned.
Maybe you just don't fancy playing the champions.
Maybe.
Well, they can pick who they want. They can pick who they want pace or play first round.
Well, can they?
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, they did choose to play off.
So maybe he just chose not to play himself. Catalans.
This would be some protest if the way he protested that was by belting someone and getting a red card.
Didn't tell anyone.
Didn't tell anyone.
Where are we up to? So we said York went to Barrow. Lee went to the Crusaders.
Well, shoot.
Won 60 points to 6. Again, I think Lee have picked up a couple of injuries, which we'll talk about later on.
It's hard to see what Crusaders like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
They were a Super League club. They ran
Jared Samet, Gareth Thomas, all Streets won't forget players.
Clint Green Shields at full back.
Green Shields for the Streets won't forget players for the Crusaders.
Definitely. Catalans went to Batley and won 56 points to 4. It's an amazement this game played.
It was underwater the day before.
Yeah.
There were some brilliant forces, but I mean, Batley and Catalan social media, they've been really taking the cake this week. First up, Catalan put a picture on with a massive, where one side of the ground was hiding the other because there's a
big slope.
Yeah, and then Batley tweeted a picture of Draco the Dragon with armbands on.
One of my favourites was Catalans. All the social media images had all the words slanted.
Oh yeah,
for the slope. He just really petty stuff. I love it.
Speaking of this game, it was in the news segment, but I may as well mention it now. Cotrick scored the quickest ever Challenge Cup try in this game.
They just kicked off. Catalan kicked off and it bounced.
Kicked off it, bounced, and he just picked up a score about 9 seconds, I think it is. 9 point something seconds.
Crooks has it for Super League, doesn't it? When he's playing for OKR. Ben Crooks did the same thing with bounced up and he scored.
Yeah.
It's the fastest ever.
It's not often you get history broken in the Challenge Cup.
No, you can't break history. You can't make history so much in the Challenge Cup with how long. Yeah, it's been going on 130 years.
Yeah. So
I'd say it's quickest ever cup try.
Good to have some new.
Billy Boston probably scored a quicker one, but they just weren't recording it there.
Yeah.
Flying down that wing.
Carrying on. I think we're halfway through the games though. Oldham beat Dewsbury 46 points to 0. Wakefield went to Swinton 82 points to 6. And then we had 3 games that were relatively close and competitive. Keighley had a good game with the Midlands Hurricanes, 18 points to 14.
That was a barn burner, that one. The league kept changing hands.
Yeah.
It was following that while we were at Rochdale.
Yeah. Halifax played Goole and Goole won 18 points to 14.
That was a shock, that one.
That was a shock, obviously. We'll talk about Halifax
at the time, that was a big shock.
shortly, because they had just had some news announced, which we'll discuss
Goole.
shortly.
Yeah, it was a big shock, that.
Then finally, obviously, Wigan had played. We've talked about that, but Bradford went down to London. Won 26 points to 8.
Mm-hmm.
London were winning 8 points to 4. This team that we talked about possibly could have got into Super League.
Yeah.
And didn't.
Yeah.
But I think we've seen an injury crisis that I don't think I've ever seen in Super League.
You're winning 8-4 at half time, and then the injury curse.
Well, I'm sure I read they had no bench at half time. 4 of them gone. One's been to hospital. 3 won't play for a long time. And then they played the last 30 minutes down to 12 men after another injury where not even an injury you could carry on playing through. Obviously, Bradford got a little bit of experience in that side and they showed it towards the end of that game.
Playing some good rugby, Bradford, when I saw them, to be fair. What I saw of that game, they were playing some good rugby.
Plus that kit's an absolute beauty, isn't it? That Bradford kit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to respect London doing it tough there, those players with the 12 that remained on. You just got to take your medicine there, say you've got dealt a bit of bad luck and you walk off with a bit of pride and you
concentrate on the league.
That.
Yeah. Right, should we talk about the draw? Might as well, while we're on Challenge Cup news.
Yeah.
Draw was done about an hour ago. Huddersfield play Hull KR. Cass will play St Helens. Sorry, I should say Huddersfield at home, Cass at home. York will be at home to Keighley. Probably one of the two standout fixtures in this. I think there's only 4 or 5 all Super League draws, but probably one of the standouts is Wakefield host Leeds. So that'll be really interesting.
Good, yeah.
Catalan are at home to Oldham. Lee will host Hull FC. Another standout game.
Yeah, that'll be spicy.
I think we'll get to see where them two teams are, whether Lee can push that to 3.
There's a few games before then, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's only on March 13th, 14th time,
13th.
so it's quite a long while away anyway. So we'll see what these teams are about. They'll have played 4 games by then, 3 or 4 games by then.
Scott Taylor's Ghoul will host Warrington.
Yeah, that might get reversed as well.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are on that. Because
if you both agree.
I don't think I would if I was Ghoul.
Yeah.
Go there, whatever, in a small stadium. Try and pick a win. If you get that, you're into a quarter final of the Challenge Cup. You don't want to give home advantage back to Warrington, surely.
No,
I'm not saying I fancy Ghoul to win that, I'm saying, but surely you want every home advantage to...
Maybe they're tempted by the new food and drinks packages that the stadium's put on, like we've just been reading about in the break.
Oh, brilliant.
Two Kronenberg for a tenner.
They swapped Kyle for Kronenberg, which is the best decision Warrington's made in the last 20 years, to swap Carlsberg for Kronenberg, 1664.
Probably the best transfer they've had.
It's the best transfer they've made in recent history, 100%.
Bring in chicken burgers and pizza twists in, so good free agency.
I mean, if you're Scott Taylor, you can't turn that down.
No, you
know what I
can't.
mean?
Right. What do they have at Ghoul? What is it they're making Ghoul again? Can't remember. There's something weird they're making Ghoul.
I would know no insight though.
I knew it at one point. You know, like in Barrow, they make nuclear submarines.
Yes, yeah, I didn't know that. The final fixture we should talk about, obviously, we get to host newly promoted Bradford. So that'll be a nice insight. We played Bradford early on in the season, as it is. I think it played in April.
That is a fixture, a tie, just steeped in history. Absolutely dripping in. I mean, these two teams played against each other in Super League Grand Finals not long ago.
Yeah.
Well, not long ago, 20 years ago. But still.
Recently, in terms of the length of this sport and the game.
Rugby League, yeah. I'm all the way back to the old Wigan Bradford Northern days. It's a really old-fashioned tie.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this.
It's also Wigan Athletic versus Bradford City the day before or the day after, depending on when our game is. So,
yeah.
I'm sure there's a few Bradford supporters who like both teams that could
book a
weekend in Wigan. How nice.
Talk about the influx of money into the economy of Wigan there.
Think about the influx of money to Milan for the Olympics and then Wigan for the two
The Bradford double header.
The Bradford double header. What percentage?
Yeah. Listen, I look forward to them. I think most of them games probably have a favourite in them. An obvious favourite, but...
Yeah, an obvious favourite.
Apart from Wakey and Leeds, which could be a close one.
Wakey Leeds.
Only
Hull
FC.
could be a spicy one
I
as
mean,
well.
yeah,
that could be.
I've already seen a few Hull FC fans complaining about the draw. Saying all the teams got put in alphabetical order, but Hull KR and Hull FC were switched for some reason. And then Hull KR, that ball gets drawn away at Huddersfield and Hull FC's ball gets drawn away at Lee.
Just get on with it.
Just get on with it.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Get on with it. It's random anyway, isn't it?
It's on the board, isn't it? They've shown the list.
Yeah, it's not like they've drawn Hull
It's
FC.
random, and it's two Super League clubs as well. You've drawn to the league, you've gone to Huddersfield. It's not like one got Ghoul, no disrespect to Ghoul, but you know what I mean? It's a bit of it.
Scott Taylor had those boys fired. He wanted to make advantage of the deal. 2 points for a tenner deal.
Well, depending on where
It's sorry.
on 1664 Cronenberg.
I was just going to say, it's only if you get into the ground 30 minutes before.
Okay.
It's not on.
Well, Scott Taylor will be in the ground 30 minutes before the tie.
Speaking of Google, by the way, I did a Google as you were talking, tissue paper.
Oh, is that what they make?
They make, apparently, railway rolling stocks, tissue paper.
That's what I was thinking of. Railway sleepers.
Railway sleepers.
I think.
Railway rolling stocks is on the tissue papers on the glass. Chemicals, but it just says chemicals.
Chemicals, nondescript.
Just chemicals, I don't know what type of chemical. It's going to AI, but railway sleepers is the top one, so you was probably thinking that. That's made in the historical manufacturing town of Goole.
And also, good rugby league.
Good for Billy, baby. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, a team on the up. Right, I think that wraps up our Challenge Cup around the grounds. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with plenty of news. Right, so it's for the first time in 2026. Lewis, I'm going to hand over to you for the news.
The news, quite a bit to get through. Let's run through. So, first things first, Man of Steel we should talk about. So, let me just load up my information sheet. We have a panel, or as the announcement said, a pane, because they missed the L off the panel. So, it was a pane of 5 people on a panel of 5.
It says bars this.
It says bears this, but someone's crossed the S off.
It's proper Phoenix Club, innit?
Oh, yeah. It says bears this, but someone's crossed the S off.
Okay.
So, 5-person panel, we've got Sam Tompkins, Joe Lydon, Paul Sculthorpe, James Roby, and the great Elian, who they're making up the 5. How it works, I'm reading this straight from the graphic, but I'll say panel and not pane. So, new format confirms the Steve Prescott MB Man of Steel Award. A new look 5-man panel will meet on 3 separate occasions throughout the season to evaluate the competition's leading performers. The 5-man pane panel will consist of Ellery Hanley, Paul Sculthorpe, Joe Lydon, James Roby, Sam Tompkins. The panel will together assess candidates after round 9, April 26th, round 18, July the 12th, and the final round of 27, September the 11th. Following each meeting, a shortlist of leading performers from that block of games will be publicly announced. At the end of the regular campaign, the panel will meet again to draw together a final shortlist for the Steve Prescott MB Man of Steel and begin deliberations on the eventual outcome.
Right, I'm sorry to go at this. Right. Now, the last time we had a panel to decide Man of Steel was 2020, the COVID year, because the points wouldn't work, because different teams played different stuff, and Paul McShane.
Panel shows Paul McShane.
Yes. And
With eyes.
just to be clear in that, Castleford finished 8th. Didn't even make the playoffs. Right? This is a lose-lose situation for the league. In fact, sorry, we can all agree that we knew the Man of Steel needed to change. This point system favoured teams who finish 4th to 7th, who had a couple of really good players, because they would get all the points when they would.
Yeah, they took the points every week, didn't they, the same players?
It was just the case. And Mikey Lewis winning it in 2024 was freakish. Bevan winning it in 2023 in the top teams was very, very rare under this system. We've seen probably Field deserve it and Brodie Croft win it. And we were discussing this the other week, Matty, that probably Field and Wellesby were ahead of Croft that year. But Croft gets more points based off playing at Salford at the time. Now, this is a lose-lose. Imagine whoever wins it. It doesn't matter who. If it's a Wigan or Saints player, whether they deserve it or not, it's bias. Yeah? The story will be that it's bias. So if Bevan French wins it, and he's the best player in the league by a country mile, and deserves it, and wins man of the match in every single game he ever plays, it'll still be classed as bias because it's a Wigan and Saints dominated board. If a non-Wigan player wins it, non-Wigan and Saints player wins it, well then you're going to get Wigan and Saints fans saying, oh, it's them trying to prove that they're not biased. Now the immediate bias to this is that, obviously, they're all from Wigan and Saints.
Yeah,
I would throw into that.
Henry Hanley's not from Wigan or Saints.
I would also throw it, played at Wigan and Saints. What I would throw into that is, Ellery Hanley also has a son who's currently playing in Super League.
Yeah.
Sam Tompkins, his brother, is a head coach of a Super League team. Isn't James Roby still involved at Saints in a coaching capacity?
I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, like And what are they judging it on? They're going to announce after 9, 18 and 27 rounds who's leading it. Well, how are they going to decide? How do you quantify who's leading it by how much? It's now just meaning them 5 are, by fans' opinion, going to get it wrong every year.
How do you do it though then? And I'm not trying to jump down your throat. I'm generally thinking though, because if you go to a point system, it doesn't work. If you go to just stats of try involvements, tackle, I suppose you have to include tackles and stuff, else you'll end up missing hard work because the second row doesn't get a lot of tries, but gets to a crap ton of work type thing.
But the man is the best player in the comp.
Well, it might be obvious.
But that's what I'm saying. How do you judge that though?
It might be obvious. If it's obvious, then the 5 come on and go. The man of steel is Mikey Lewis, and if it's obviously Mikey Lewis, then everyone goes, "Oh right, okay, well done."
Yeah, but my point is we've been there before. We were there in 2020. Field or Wellesby should have won it.
No, 2020.
Field or
no, French should have won it in 2020.
French should have won it in 2020. I'm trying to think who was alongside him. That there was someone else who probably should have won it in the final 3. And McShane wins it. His team finished 8th. Can't say the best player in the complex for the team who finished 8th.
No, I agree with you.
And they're going to try so hard to not look biased that it ruins the whole thing. Look at the Dally M's, how the Dally M's work. It's 27 journalists and they judge. Is it 27 or 29?
But the Dally M works like our old point system. You get points per game.
But the point being,
it's not 3-2-1, but you still get points per game.
Points per game. That's what I mean. But
so it still works the exact same way as the one that we just got rid of.
Yeah.
I can't think of an elegant solution. What's the next news story, Lou?
Yeah, it's tough. Right, next club news, because I think the rest of them are pretty much signings and extensions and stuff. Halifax being forced to go into compulsory liquidation. That club is not in a very good position, and that's obviously a very big understatement, but really unfortunate to see. Halifax obviously got a lot of rugby league history.
This only broke about 5:30. What's it now? 8:30ish now. So 3 hours ago. So we're still learning a lot about this.
Yeah.
The one statement that I've seen that is slightly promising is that it isn't the club, it's the company that runs the club, Halifax Panthers LLC.
No, murky waters now, aren't we?
So we're in murky waters, but that's hopefully the company itself shuts down and then a new one can restart and be better financially, rather than it being Salford, where Salford were the ones that were in trouble for the finances, the club itself rather than the company. So hopefully they can get out of it. But I think that's me being very optimistic there. Was it Oldham last week as well? Obviously.
So what's going on with that?
It's not a good sign for the comp, really, is it?
No. It's hard for these teams, isn't it? With the Super League teams, it's hard for them to keep afloat and make a profit. And now going into the Championship, and obviously League One and Championship are combined now into one.
TV money's there for Super League clubs where it's better and the gates are better, but it's still hard for them to stay afloat. And we can't afford, as a country, to get to a point where we've got 10 professional clubs and everyone else has fallen by the wayside, because then the interest will die. We need fresh teams. We can't have it like... Well, in Australia, you have the 17, soon to be 19 or 20, whatever, teams that are professional. And then below that, they fund the other clubs. We don't have enough money for that in this country, so that if that happened in this country, we would just have 10 or 11 professional clubs and the rest die.
Yeah.
And there is no rugby league in those heartlands, and there's no chances for players to come through the lower leagues.
The worry is obviously if they do the bust and teams start going, the more it happens, then fans won't pick up a new club.
No.
It's built into your club. You don't just jump ship. They might keep an eye on the league and whatever out of interest, but you lose them.
Yeah.
So that's really worrying.
It is. It's a shame. Right, and we'll jump over to do some NRL news before coming back into this country, because all the rest are about signings. We'll go to NRL at the minute. Payne Haas, big name, arguably the best front rower in the game.
Yeah.
The best front rower in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's even debatable.
Has has announced he will be leaving to go to Souths.
Uncle Wayne does it again. But made him backflip on Melbourne when he was a kid.
Well, he was at the airport, wasn't he?
Then made him sign a 5-year extension for Bronx, and now he's flipped into Souths. Uncle Wayne cannot be resisted.
Well, he's apparently really good friends with Luttrell and David Fafita, who's obviously just gone there. Loves Wayne Bennett.
Just build some side anti-Souths for like if it was 2017.
It's a weird one. It's been at the kind of. Obviously, don't get me wrong. Still, I know anyone in the NRL can turn over anybody in the day, but they've not been up there kind of competing with your Brisbanes, your Penriths, your Melbournes for a good while.
This is a big statement. Well, after they lost Colin to St George, so they've got some money to spend. And this is what I find it really funny. They were talking about it.
He's gone for a beach house in Sydney. Never mind a semi-detached in Wigan. Tangi. I'm paying Matt go for a big house in Beverly Hills.
Two things I want to say for this.
It'll be Huddersfield's penthouse.
Yeah.
Two things I want to say for this. Pendas is still only 26.
I know, it's ridiculous.
He's going to get better.
Absolutely ridiculous.
He's going to get better. And what I didn't know, and I've read this today, is Colin Matungi's agent is the same guy who's the agent for Payne Haas. So he's
just got both of them a load of money.
But it's brilliant that, innit? You know how much Souths can offer for Colin Matungi. You know exactly how much money they have available for your next guy to go there.
It doesn't matter with somebody like Payne Haas. The number can't be big enough.
No, that's what I mean.
For the impact he has on the team.
He'll be taking his cut.
They'll just get rid of salary cap soon, I reckon. Australia. They'll abolish it. They'll have luxury tax like they do in the NBA, where if you're above a certain threshold,
you have to give money to the other clubs.
But I don't think they'll keep the salary cap forever. They'll just say, we need our big names being good forever. And we need Penrith to keep hold of, like in the past, Taruva and what's his name, Jerome Luai. And
the amount that clubs like Penrith have lost and Melbourne have lost players and the successful teams have, I can see him going that way. It's worth mentioning, I don't know if you got it on the news, still no solution to the Zach Lomax situation.
No, he wants to. Well,
he wanted to go to R360.
Peter V'landys wants to bring him back into the fold because he wants to sign for Melbourne.
But Para have let him go to rugby union or R360. They're now trying to argue that you can't legally tell someone they can't come and work in this thing. But Zach Lomax was happy to sign, said he won't come back to the NRL for 3 years.
10 years.
No. So the agreement he had with Para on his release was until the end of his contract with Para. So he had another 3 years. So he can't sign for another NRL club for 3 years.
Well, then Peter V'landys has got no leg to stand on. If Zach Lomax has signed that piece of paper.
Yeah. The only way out of it is if Para get the compensation they want, like a signing would. Melbourne have got some money because Pappenhausen's retired or took a year out.
Melbourne have to pay for him.
Yeah. Or a player. Now Melbourne want a centre and Parramatta want the only centre that they've got left. So why would you trade one for one? It's a stupid situation. So Melbourne have just told Zach Lomax to go and figure it out.
Alright, well, he'll not sign for Melbourne then.
No.
If I were in charge of Melbourne, I wouldn't sign him.
No, if he can get himself out of this contract and deal and whatever, then Melbourne will sign him. If he can't, tough.
I get it from Para's point of view, though.
I agree.
You can't just go, I'm getting out of my contract, go play R360 Union, whatever, so they let you go, and then you go and sign for some NRL, name yourself on the 3 years for you, the money they would have took to sign you. There's an organisation and club can't let that happen, they'll still screw themselves up.
I don't know, we have seen this before. Not in the exact same of going to rugby union or R360, but going to boxing. Tavita Pangai Jr. did this.
Oh, Tavita Pangai Jr.'s backflip more than...
But I mean,
what was that gymnast? Oh, I don't know. I botched that one. What was that gymnast called? I don't know.
A gymnast, we'll say.
He's backflip more than a gymnast.
But sorry, what I was saying was with Tavita, he said he was going to leave to become a boxer. Went and had one fight, and then re-signed with an NRL club.
Yeah.
Straight after his fight,
So that's a dangerous precedent, and if you could just walk out of contracts to go and do a different sport.
That's it, and then come back. I'll go and...
If you're not on a contender, you could take up Crane Green Bowling for 6 months
But this is why powering up, and the fair play to them, and you'll see more NRL clubs doing it, putting these deals in place because they're just protecting themselves from getting screwed over, which in a sporting competition, capitalist world, you've got to do. You can't be losing assets and losing out on money as an organisation, a club, else you're going to have players screwing you over.
Easily. You can't lose them easily.
Yeah, it's
and Para have already replaced him on the cap, haven't they? So they've got no money to actually take him back.
I wouldn't want him back,
but even if they wanted to, the league will have to say, well, you can go over the cap then.
I know he's not now going to this R360.
It's been delayed 2 years.
The actual organisation as R360 itself has been delayed, so he needs a club, else he's not going to play for 2 years.
The chances are this is never going to run.
Yeah.
Listening to the finances of it and listening to people speak about it, it might never get going.
Good riddance.
But my point is, it's like...
idea, 360. I haven't done anything so stupid in my life.
Well, listening to the finance people talk about it who know a lot more than we do, they said the financing isn't right. The money they talked about isn't there. Yeah, it's a bad situation. And
do you reckon he could come to Super League for 2 years?
Well, I think that would be his only option, really. If can't play for that, he's either in Queensland Cup or whatever, or he's in Super League.
Queensland Cup.
It
depends what the word of the contract is.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Have they said rugby league? You can't sign a rugby league contract.
Well, they can't come to Super League.
No, because they wouldn't be able to have any control over the Super League, I don't think.
Maybe it's Australian rugby league.
Or sign for the Wires. PNG Chiefs? Oh no, they're not even in here.
He could sign for the Wires, but only play home games.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So it depends on the wording of the contract for where he can go.
Like I said, from Power's point, I get it.
Oh, yeah,
I'm backing him. I'm fully behind that one.
I'm fully with Parrot on this one.
Well, keeping with Storm, as we just talked about, then Bellamy's signed on. He's extended, he's going. A couple of years, I believe, is it until 2028, I want to say, yeah. For Craig Bellamy. Bellyache, as they call him over there.
What would he do
coach
without being coach at the Melbourne Storm?
Yeah.
He's been there so long as I can remember, it's been Craig Bellamy.
Yeah.
The scary thing is there was always the talk if he was going to go somewhere else. Now it's like 24 years now he's been head coach.
You can't go anywhere else.
You can't go anywhere else, can you?
No, your system's so deeply ingrained.
Like you always look at Bellamy and you always think of Bennett and think he's a Brisbane coach, isn't he? And I know he's had a few clubs after him. He's won premierships elsewhere.
Who's this?
Bennett.
Oh, when?
But you still think he's a Brisbane coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think of him as a Souths coach as well.
I look and I go,
inaugural coach of the
Craig
Dolphins.
Bellamy is.
Oh, he needs a Brisbane, yeah, and Craig Bellamy, Melbourne. I do get that.
The big thing is going to be that Melbourne don't want to end up in a Man United Sir Alex Ferguson situation. When your head coach goes and then no one can take over that mantle.
Who's going to be the Michael Carrick?
The Michael Carrick, yeah.
Bring him in to end of season.
The Michael Carrick ends up being... who could it end up being, like if I'm foreshadowing this, ends up with Jerome Hughes playing the Michael Carrick role. He takes over from a failing Brad Arthur. In 10 years.
Billy Slater, Queensland coach. He can come back for Melbourne, can he? From full back for Storm.
I think that's nailed on. Like.
Yeah. Makes sense, won't it?
It makes sense. It makes too much sense.
I've just had a rogue shout who might go back there. Maguire.
Oh, Maguire, yeah, full circle.
Started there as a coach.
Yeah.
Really?
You don't want to be the coach after Bellamy though, do you?
No, not really.
And I will say this ends that on-running 1 year extension that he kept doing, and 1 year, and I'm going to stay another year. And that's what it's been for since 2021.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants another premiership before he goes.
Well, they're in a championship window, aren't they?
They always are.
They're at a contending window.
They're always up there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Successful club. Well, there's a new story that links Super League to NRL. George Williams is going. At the end of this season, again, it was kind of already knew a little bit about this, but I think it's kind of been made official, but everyone in the rugby league kind of world knew it, that he will leave Warrington to join the Dolphins.
Ah, yeah.
So he's off to the Dolphins at the end of the season. So they've got some more Englishmen going over to the NRL. There's been a couple more announced, hasn't there? Newman and McDonald obviously going to the new team.
Yes.
Perth,
Yeah.
and then we've got
Aledski's
Dolphins.
linked there. I don't know if they know there's other clubs exist apart from Leeds Rhinos to recruit from, but
Yeah, maybe they're the ones whose contracts were.
do you think it might be a bit of a Brad Arthur link?
Maybe. Because obviously we have contacts over there, and he'll keep their eye on what's going on with Brad Arthur. And
I don't think who else has signed for him over. Obviously, Toby Sexton signed for Catalan knowing he was going to Perth
Yes.
for a 1-year deal. They've got a couple of signs. I'm actually
He
looking
got a
at
hat trick, Toby Sexton,
Yeah,
the weekend at Batley. If he has a good year, he'll be
he's a good player.
he'll be on good form. You know what I mean?
Oh, I should say they have signed a couple more from who were playing in Super League. Luke Smith is up London. But you know what I mean, over here in England, and that Isaac Fatimawali is going back. We've got 1 year at Catalan,
Oh, he's at Catalan as well.
and he's going back.
Catalan have got rentals.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You know what's funny with the Williams one? Obviously, everyone knew he was going at the end of this season. There was the talk about whether he was going to go now,
Yeah.
before this season, and they couldn't reach an agreement. I was thinking about this. How different would Wigan look now if he'd agreed to come to Wigan rather than go for Warrington to win things?
When we tabled to him the largest contract offer tabled to any player for Wigan.
Yeah. And he chose to come to Warrington to win things.
We probably tabled several larger ones since then, but you know what I mean.
That was the thing. Was he going to come back to Wigan? Wigan had the first.
We never would have experienced those 6 weeks of Cade Cross being the best stand-up keeper. Never.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think back to that time. Obviously, we had first refusal on George to come back to Super League. And he then sort of came back and Warrington deal a thing, and Wigan said, well, we're not going to make you come somewhere you don't want to go. And let him go to Warrington.
Do you think that Dolphins are expecting the George Williams that went over last time? George Williams that went over last time was electric, was really fantastic, took the Raiders to the doorstep of the grand final with Jack Whiten, and he played so well. And it was only really COVID that meant he came back, I think.
Yeah, it messed
yeah,
your family life up.
But I still think he's a cracking player, a class player.
yeah.
But he's not the same player he was then.
Well, I saw a clip of it was Matt Shaw from All Out Rugby was interviewing Brian Kine, and he said, "Who do you think's going to have a big season this season?" And he called out and said, "I think George." He said he didn't have the best season last season. Obviously, the Ashes was the Ashes, and how that went, being England captain. And he said, "I think if he can have a big year here before he goes back over to the NRL with the Dolphins, I think it'll kind of make a statement and get him ready for going back into the NRL."
I wouldn't put it past him.
What George's big thing over there was his running threat.
Yeah.
Alongside Jack Whiten, who did a lot of the long kicking, and Jack Whiten was the main half, and he played almost second fiddle to Jack Whiten. He's going to play second fiddle to Katoa. And that might just let him be a running threat, second receiver.
Yeah, that might actually be really, really
Because
good.
he's a great
If
player.
you've got Hammer as a threat, and you've got Avarillo still there,
Avarillo and Herbie at centres.
that could actually be
One of the best 1-to-7s.
Yeah, but I don't mean that. What I mean is that might be the best scheme fit for George Williams to go to in the whole of the NRL. Because he can just play as himself. Though,
And play direct.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything different to what he does best. At Warrington, he has to do.
But Warrington is the main guy.
Yeah.
And when they first signed him, we had this conversation that he was going there to be a 7 and dominate games and kick teams, and that's not George Williams. George Williams is a massive creative threat. Wherever he goes, if he goes to obviously he's going to the Dolphins, they've got Katoa to do that. He's already doing it in the NRL, and he's going to come and be
Talent in the Katoa.
but George is defend well and run, short kicking, be a threat, create.
Yeah, because there's a lot of tries scored in the NRL compared to Super League, but he'll find himself with a lot of space because of the threats that the Dolphins have elsewhere on the park. So.
I don't know if leadership suits George either. Because he's kind of gone to Warrington, obviously, the experienced Ted, who's won things with Wigan, trying to guide him to a grand final, and kind of a lot of pressure and leadership was put on him. Obviously, I know he's captain of the country as well, Wayne made him captain, but I don't know, like Tompkins, for example, didn't seem weighed down by taking a leadership role. He gravitated towards it. Was a big voice at Catalan, but he never really... I don't know, sometimes if it can weigh... Like you're saying there, George, I don't want you to worry about anything else, like just playing rugby. Go out there and play.
He might
Be
not
a
be the
threat.
biggest talker, is he?
No, take the line
He's
off,
never
put
been
your short
like that.
kicks in behind, and you know what I mean, just play rugby, play eyes up, penny in the jiu-jitsu. But you know what I mean, all stuff like that. And I don't know, sometimes we just make him do a little bit more to lead, or to be captain, or to do this, just weighs him down a little bit. I don't know if I'd like to see that taken off him.
Free the
Just
shackles.
you just go play, Josh. All you do today, just go play rugby.
The argument for that is that that's all the things that Mark Sneed should be doing.
But
Whether or not they are giving that role to Mark Sneed.
Have they ever really had a long,
what I
extended
mean.
spell of them both together?
He signed kind of mid-season last season, Mark Sneed, didn't he?
Well, so he played in 20... Was he here in 24?
No, he signed because of Salford's problems. He played for Salford instead last year.
Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, he did. And in 24, he was basically in the house by himself, alongside Leyland.
We had Leon Hayes, who got
Leon
injured.
Hayes, sorry.
Drink water.
He got injured,
Drink
didn't
water, and who ended up leaving. He's not had that half, and then Sneed came into the side, got injured, and had the face issue, didn't he? Where he broke his cheekbone or something. Was it eye socket?
he? Yeah.
He was out for 8 games or something, and then came back and wasn't right. So you can just imagine him set up on that line. Let Katoa do his thing, let him dominate it. But when he's screaming for the ball, give it George and let him do something.
Yeah.
I think that's an attacking.
I think that is one to watch. Yeah,
I think so.
it might help him for England as well. Say it quietly.
Hopefully. We want that to happen, don't we? You know what I mean?
World Cups this year.
And I think his standard will raise in the NRL because it does, doesn't it? You play the team in front of you every week, and over there we know it's a little bit
trying
harder.
to phase him out of the England squad. He's not that old.
No, he's still...
He's still got plenty left. What's he played? About 10 years? And he was young when he started.
Yeah, and he's still got the skill. He's got to play. Where else are you going to play at 6th? Do you know what I mean? I think he's even... And obviously people be saying, well, Mark Lewis should come in, but...
George Williams, 31.
See,
He'll be 32 by the time he's there.
He's not exactly past it, is he?
No, I think he can do.
He's still got a chance to make an impact.
In other news, Cam Smith to Wakefield. Leeds 13, and Leeds lost another there, Matty.
Yeah, Leeds, well, obviously that's for next year, isn't it? But Leeds squad feels quite top heavy. Feels like there's the amount of the youngsters filling in like we do. But it feels like once you get past the first 17, which is really strong, there's not much left.
Yeah, it's a weird
But
one.
they're
that.
probably thinking the same about us.
But I'd also be saying here, with them they let Bentley go this year, they've let a couple more go this year. Now they're letting these two go to the NRL, potentially Aletsky as well.
Plus Cam Smith.
You can't imagine money being an issue.
No, they'll have lots of money to spend.
So, Cam Smith hasn't got the 13 either. He had the 13 taken off him this year.
Last year's playing 13, isn't he?
So that's going to be interesting. It was his testimonial this year, so he's done 10 years at Leeds.
Yeah.
Oh, 10 years in Super League, sorry. I don't know. Has it all been at Leeds? I think it's all been at Leeds. Majority of it. But my point being is like, that looks like a choice rather than a
choice from Leeds?
Yeah, rather
I think
than,
it is a choice from Leeds.
But we're going to have to cut something off here and they've decided to let him go.
They're going to have to... No, the money wasn't an issue. They're going to have to spend their money this year.
Because they've gone heavy on Levi and Connor being the two nines.
Well, one of the other news stories is Jared O'Connor's extended, so that's a Leeds player who isn't going anywhere.
Well, there was some links of him going down under, so that's a good extension for the Super League to have there. I think that they'll be, they'll be very active in the free agent market this time. Well, this time, yeah. So November, one already obviously gone, but for 2027 squad.
Got some recruiting to do, haven't they, to get some players in to replace these players, so that'll be interesting. Like I say, money won't be an issue, so it'll be to see you really bring in.
Yeah, I'm sort of just going through the squad line here, and I don't want to throw it out, obviously. Ryan Hall and Marcus Evo aren't getting any younger. On top of that. It's going to be an aging side, that.
Well, now or never then.
Looks that way.
Lewis Martin, Hull FC winger.
Yes, this is good.
Very exciting winger.
Yeah.
Signed a new 5-year deal with Hull FC, so he's extending for a bit. I think Hull FC fans are loving that. They're excited to see what he can do.
And Super League fans and England fans as well should be.
Yeah.
Because he's an exciting talent, that young one.
He is.
I'm I want to go back to. I'm so glad they didn't play him in the World Cup. Sorry, not in the World Cup. In the Ashes.
Oh, he wasn't ready, was he?
No, he's not ready.
You can see that he's put a bit of size on. He looked a little bit bigger when he played against us.
Yeah.
He's
talent, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a big talent.
But nurture it and get him ready to be in England.
Yeah, 100%.
Great player for 10 years. Don't throw him in now and have one good Ashes and then break him.
I agree with that.
Yeah. No, don't break him. And then, just last couple of news pieces, both coming out of Saints' camp. Matty Lees, unfortunately, has suffered an injury where he's going to be out for around about 12 weeks, they're estimating, in this weekend's Challenge Cup fixtures.
Tell you what, those forwards are going to have to weigh him up now, because that's already, we were
talked
saying
about this
last week,
week.
weren't we? Matty Lees has got a big job on to carry this pack, and he's going to be missing for the first 3 months of the season. That's a big chunk of the season there that he's going to miss, plus the next cup game. At the very least.
Big task for those forwards.
Look, it's going to be 10 rounds of Super League.
They're going to have to weigh him up here, these forwards, for Saints, the rest of these forwards. Somebody like Delaney's going to have to play out of his skin for 3 months.
Delaney, you're thinking about...
No Stevens.
What's his name? Iggy Paz, he's going to have to step up, innit?
They've no choice.
And we were talking about
them
never
been big minute forwards.
We were on about Lees being the only one who we thought...
He's got to play 60 minutes every
Yeah, who was going to be the leader. Oh, well.
And someone
in the world, if you want.
who's prone to an injury, Percival, is set to leave Saints. They've told him that was a bit of a slight dig. That
was actually.
They've been told. It's been told that it open to offers, get exploring. You're allowed to go basically. So no links as of yet. But
the rumour is that this came because he wanted a 3-year deal or a 2-year deal, and they were only offering a 1-year deal.
But that has been Saints for a while.
But he was
keep extending people for 1-2 years.
Yeah, because I think they were bitten because they gave a lot of long extensions out to older players. If Percival wants a long deal and Saints don't want to offer him one, then it's quite simple. In my head, he should play for Saints this year and give his all, and then move on. But then that's not what's. Is that what's going to happen?
I think he'll leave.
You think he'll leave immediately?
Yeah. I think other clubs looking at him going...
I wouldn't do that if I were him.
I wouldn't. But it depends who's offering you a contract now. I don't want to say a club because obviously it's all rumours at the moment, but if there is a club who's going to say, listen, we need you this year and we'll give you 3-4 years, I wouldn't be offering a club that. But
Leeds could do worse.
There'll be some clubs that need a player for the next... now and the next 2-3 years who will say, listen, if you're not coming this year, well, we'll go and find someone else for 3 years.
Well, he's an experienced centre, he's a goal kicker.
Yeah.
There's value to him. I know I made a bit of a dig before about him getting injured, but if he can stay fit, you know what I mean, you're thinking straight away you got to any of those teams who's just come up.
Another thing I was going to mention, obviously, with the injury stuff, we were saying the same about Makinson picking up injuries, and he had a relatively injury-free season at Catalan.
He only had that. He had that injury right near the end, didn't he? Where he scored those 2 tries and got injured in the same game.
So sometimes maybe a change of scenery might help him. Obviously, I don't think he's going Catalans, but
yeah, you never know.
I don't know where he's going. There's rumours for every club.
Yeah.
They could do worse.
So
than Percival.
It might just help him freshening up.
Yeah, maybe. And whoever gets him, again, decent talent, like you said, they're good centre.
Yes. And then, fellas, final piece of news from Big Nigel Wood. We've had, 144 recommendations that has been given to the Super League or whatever it might be.
144 independent recommendations.
Right, I'm going to say it. The irony of number one, that club leaders shouldn't be involved in Super League matters.
That's right, though.
But he's right. But the CEO of Bradford...
No, not anymore.
Is he not CEO anymore? What's he doing now?
He stepped down so he could be in charge of something else. So he could do this.
So, a guy who's had more time, massively involved in it, is then saying we shouldn't be involved in it.
He's
when was that when he was leading it?
Yeah.
He spent many years involved in Bradford.
Now Bradford are in.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
This is very, for me, again, I'm not fully clued up with this like you two are, but to say, what was it, club owners shouldn't be involved, but didn't club owners get, decide that IMG were good enough to decide on the 3 clubs coming in, because what happened with Salford. So
they got to decide one.
They were going to then decide on a panel of people and whatever. So it's like club owners shouldn't be involved, but they can be involved with this, but they shouldn't be involved. But they should be involved with this, and they should be doing it this way.
In that same report, it also says they should be able to vote on Super League matters, but not the rest of the league. So once you're in, are we cutting that off? But then he said that it should go up to 16 teams.
He said it should go up to 16 teams.
Yes, in 10 years.
In theory, yes, but we're not there yet. Obviously, we're going to just come up to 14. So take it easy a bit, Nigeria, with this. 16 teams would be fantastic. I don't know how many weeks we're going to play there. Are we going to play everybody home and away?
It just end up being everyone home and away. 50,
so that's
30 games.
That's 30 games for a season. That's a long season. And
your playoffs will probably be longer.
Plus 5 cup rounds and an extra round of the playoffs. You're going to be playing in the bleak midwinter. But the biggest problem here is that he wants to move Challenge Cup away from Wembley.
Oh, he does. I've seen this, yeah.
No.
You can't do that.
Just
unless you have to do it for necessity, like we did when we went to Spurs, or when we went to Murrayfield when it was being rebuilt. Challenge Cup is Wembley. I know people don't like it anymore, and people say every year they shouldn't do it because it only gets 65,000. First of all, 65,000 is a lot of people. Second of all, Wembley, to me, if it weren't at Wembley, it wouldn't be feeling like the Challenge Cup final.
It's the Challenge Cup, the history, the
Don't take Challenge Cup away from Wembley, whatever you do.
One thing I did like you mentioned, possibly, I don't like the idea of Magic this year being an extra loot fixture.
Magic is... so that was a good idea, actually. Magic Weekend, instead of being a loot fixture, is the last 16 of the Challenge Cup.
So this round that's just been announced would all be played at a Magic
neutral, weekend. And then you're going back to home advantage for the quarterfinals and the semi-finals. No, quarterfinals only. Which is unusual again, but fine, I like that idea. The women's final being a standalone event. Yeah, okay, fine with that as well.
Talked about the being a wheelchair competition in the off-season.
That's just a slam dunk. Why don't we do that? It's indoors. That seems obvious to me as well. Imagine the grand final at Old Trafford, Wigan and Hull KR, just in October then. There's a new name on the old trophy, all that, blah, blah, blah. And the next day, Wheelchair Rugby League starts. Wheelchair Super League starts. They've got the opening match. Or it's
play it the same day.
It's a double header. There's Sunday. Or it's
I actually like that.
But that just seems obvious. And your final is now. Right now, when everyone's got the fever for it coming back, the final is now.
I would like that. There was a couple more things that I read about this.
Well, yeah, 144.
There was 144. I'm just thinking about the ones that...
Number 1.
No, I'm just looking at that. A desire for more IMG points to relate to on-field performances.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
The recommendation to merge the second and third tiers, isn't that what's already happened?
Yeah.
There's also a recommendation for a tighter salary cap for the Championship clubs to avoid situations like Salford and Featherstone.
Salford weren't in the Championship.
Clubs who wish to spend above the cap should provide guarantees and a personal underwrite to the funds that season players cost.
Luxury tax.
So not saying a luxury tax, saying that if you can then provide proof of the funds and you basically have a guarantor on it. One thing that sort of...
should do that anyway. You should do that if you want to spend up to the cap.
Yeah.
In this day and age.
A couple of other ones. Almost a charity shield match between the Super League and Challenge Cup winners.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
To raise money for the sports charity.
I like that because there's lots of charities that are good causes for the rugby league world. I like that.
Yeah. One of the things that...
where would you hold that?
Good question.
You could take it on the road.
I guess it depends who you want.
You could take that on the road.
You could take that on the road, actually. People travel for that.
I'm just going to read this one out in full to you. A Rugby League Nines event has been mooted to showcase different attributes to players.
It'll just be academy players.
However, any plans have to be financially sustainable. So, shouldn't all ponds be financially sustainable?
But if you do a nines competition, you're not getting Bevan French or Jay Field or Brodie Croft or anybody like that playing in it.
Would be good if they did, though.
Yeah, but they wouldn't play in it. You'd get the academy lads.
And recommendations to introduce an Anglo-French Cup played between the clubs in the Championship and the French Rugby League Championship.
Come on.
Reviewers also called for a plan to create the growth.
What, a final between the Championship winners and the Elite One winners?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's an actual cup between them all.
Oh, a cup. Knockout cup.
Yeah.
That just seems like a lot of travel expenses for if it's a knockout cup.
Yeah, but
if it was
one of the French side of it and the British side of it.
Yeah, if there was a winner overall,
and they played each other
one match, a winner, that would make sense.
And it's also called for the plans to grow the footprint of rugby league in London, Wales, Ireland, and Scotland.
Yeah, should be doing that anyway.
Yeah,
that's not exactly a good recommendation.
Yeah,
grow the game in London, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. That's the recommendation.
Yeah, that's one of the recommendations.
Well, obviously, grow the
Um,
game in America while you're at it.
they talked about commercial growth, collaboration between TV and streaming services while supporting events, merchandise, and see players' profiles increased. Well, yes,
We've been saying that for years. Everyone's been saying that for years. Player profiles increased.
and then one that obviously stood out: internationals to seek regular autumn international series events in the Northern Hemisphere against Tier 1 nations.
Yeah, we've been saying that as well for years.
Yeah. And that has been recommended. Well,
You lot was recommended by me 3 years ago.
yeah.
Nigel's slow on the uptake.
It's also said the World Club Challenge is important and should
It's
be
not a recommendation, is it?
and should be an annual event between.
This
the
isn't
Super League
144 recommendations at all, is it? It's 15 recommendations and a lot of sentences.
It should be a standalone asset and played around the world.
Around the world?
No, I don't think it should be played around the World Club Challenge.
Yeah.
Well, that's just that's the Saudi money, and they always talk about taking it to Saudi Arabia. The World Club Challenge.
Well, someone's going to have to take control and organise it because we spoke about Wigan's, Penrith, and basically the two clubs organised it between themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go online and look at all 144 recommendations.
That'd be like the Spanish Super Cup, which is currently played in Qatar or somewhere like that. It's going to end up being that because they'll pay loads of money because they don't know any better.
Yeah. Again, some of these recommendations for Women's Rugby League, there is a need for a new format that can unlock growth and expand the league's reach.
But what's the format?
It doesn't actually say. And introduce a live salary cap to it.
Okay, that's an actual recommendation. A live salary cap for women.
Yeah, the sector needs to identify its own fiscal rules and standards between allowing a formal player payment.
So it's like a good bedtime reading this for the ladies and gentlemen at home.
It's putting me to sleep.
Read Big Nige's 144 recommendations by Big Nige.
Oh, Challenge Cup, there was another one. All the early rounds before Superliga joined should be regionalised.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. That should already have been...
I'm surprised that's not already.
That should already have been... yeah.
So yeah, you can go and look at all 144 and give up at 62.
Okay.
Right?
I think what would be a better idea is to go back to one of our previous episodes where we talked about how we would fix rugby league in this country.
Most of that would still be relevant.
And our recommendations are much better than Big Nige's.
We should probably actually do that again at some point because...
Write it up.
Put together a whole schedule.
We put together a thing and the world has changed since then, so I reckon we...
Involved Origin, involved international fixtures.
That was not long into
Super
our
League and Magic.
podcast. This is Series 4 now.
Series 4.
We're in Series 4. Can you believe that?
We've grown here, haven't we?
Series
grown.
4.
But yeah, we'll have a look into it. I'm worth going back to that episode and having a look at what we said.
I'm sure we said roses. We said more international breaks. I think we said a mid-season international break, maybe, when Origin was on.
Yeah, let's get a couple of internationals.
That just wouldn't happen.
No, it's going to be interesting. I think the big difference between our comp and the NRL, and it's worth mentioning, is they're happy not playing everyone twice.
Yeah, they're happy with loop fixtures. Yeah.
So if the game does
What if you just
expand.
got loads of teams and played everybody once, and then alternate whether you do home or away?
And so basically your fixture will be the same every year, just be home away,
Yeah.
home away, home away.
So you wouldn't have Hull KR away for 2 years, but then it would be a special when you did. When you'd have it,
We'd get it on Thursday night.
Oh, of course we would. When it's dark.
Back to back, Hull away on Thursdays. Right, I think that's it.
Think so.
Thank you for listening. Matty, Lewis, thank you for coming.
No problem.
It's been
Always
a
a
pleasure
pleasure.
as always. And we'll see you next week after the first round of Super
We'll
League.
see you at the jungle.